What's up, my dudes? We got update number 420 for MX vs. ATV Legends, okay? At least it feels like they've had that many updates for this game. Every time I turn my damn head top around, there's another update for Legends, all right? So we're going to go over the highlights for this right quick ski, and I'll probably have this in the title, but one of the biggest things in this update is they have changed the almighty clutch boosting, okay? This has been quite the issue in the game ever since it came out. It has had some of the most crazy next level clutch boosting that I have ever seen in any dirt bike game ever. You know, like to the point where you've got a clutch boost every time you land, every time you bounce off of any little 2-foot little bump, jump, hump. You know what I'm saying? Clutch boost that thing. That's how much of an advantage that it gives you, how much of an actual speed boost that it gives you when you dump the clutch every time you hit the ground, right? Oh, Spency boy. Okay, so clutch boosting, they say, has been adjusted so that the length of the boost has been shortened. So they have basically nerfed the clutch boosting, all right? Yeah, I don't know how many times they've adjusted on the clutch boosting with Legends since it came out, but I don't necessarily think this is the first time. But anyways, this just goes to show you, over those past however many other Legends videos I've been making, still talking about there still being a crazy level of clutch boost in the game. It's just interesting to see, MX vs. ATV going in here and continuing to nerf the clutch boosting. That just goes to show you kind of the craziness of it and how much of a... It's just almost like game breaking, man. When it gets to that point, that's just annoying to me when it feels like you got to sit there and fucking, hit your clutch like this. Like every time you land, every time you do anything in the game, you're just constantly having to hit the clutch. Like there's just no point, dog. There's no point. Reflex was just fine without some sort of crazy clutch boost. You don't have to have it in a arcade dirt bike game. The biggest thing I see a clutch, kind of boost thing being is off the start, Like, that's really the only time that you should really even have to use the clutch. Maybe unless you're on like a 125 or something, but it don't make no sense to be clutching it everywhere in an arcade dirt bike game. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that does seem to be shortened. I haven't done a whole lot of testing with it yet. I'm going to have to hop on some Supercross tracks, kind of see how much it's actually changed. Oh my god, that jump. Okay, so the other change to this update is they have changed the 2023 Loretta Lynn's track to make it more like the actual real-life track. That's why I'm crashing here a little bit, kind of confused looking on the track, because it is changed a little bit from if you rode on it when it first came out here, so... Did they make the berms a little bigger, maybe? Not sure exactly what all they did here, but another big thing that they did that I have also been talking about. Two of the biggest things I've been talking about Legends, like problems-wise in the game over the past few videos, was the clutch boosting and the weird kind of new slide crash animation thing that they had going on. If you go back through a couple of my Legends videos, you probably remember me saying that, Just like there was this really weird thing that would happen where you'd just barely start to slide and then you would instantly pop off the bike for no apparent reason. It was something they had added with one of those past, 3 or 4 updates that added the updated crash animations. It was one of those. So lo and behold, in this update right here, Spency boy skimming those 10 commandments. Let me actually read it by exactly what they say. So it says, significantly increased wreck thresholds so that players are less likely to crash while sliding. Okay, exactly, bro. It's so funny, dude. I can feel all these weird little things with Legends. It's just interesting to see how they... Just about all the little things that I'm like, why the fuck does it feel like that? Or why does that one thing feel like that? Or that kind of feels like a bug, It's just crazy to see MX vs. ATV eventually go in there and update all of those different things, Can you triple this? Okay, that's probably the line right there. All right, so that's kind of the two major like gameplay changes, I would say, is the clutch boosting's been nerfed. It doesn't seem like, just at a first glance, that it's been nerfed like a crazy amount. It's probably just I'm just taking a guess here. It's maybe like half of the clutch boost that it was before, but it was such an insane clutch boost before that it's still, I mean, I still think, see, that's where you got to be careful with the clutch boost in a dirt bike game, because if you make it where it's giving you any kind of boost off of, like, you know, pulling it in the air and then dumping the clutch as soon as you land off of a jump, if it's giving you any kind of speed boost, you're going to do it all over the place. You're going to start clutch boosting everywhere. You got to be real careful about it doing that. It should really only be giving you a boost if you're not moving, or if you're like literally barely moving. You know, it shouldn't be giving you a boost when you're going 69 miles an hour hitting some quad jump and you clutch boost to land and then boost to hit another fucking quad. Like, that doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, I mean, it's still there, and I believe the clutch boosting is like an actual whatever the hell they call it in the game, like a skill or whatever. I don't know what the hell. I haven't looked at Legends in a while, but you know, there's that little setting. It may even be like a bike tuning setting that's like clutch boost or some shit. So they can't like completely take it away, or they're going to have to take that certain, you know, setting in there away, or that certain tuning thing away. So yeah, I don't know what sort of changes we're going to see to the clutch boosting in the future, but it has been lessened with this update 2.05, okay? They've added some free ride elements to the Pro Motocross environments. The controller vibration's been changed a little bit. As you can see, my leg vibrating on the ground right there, big dogs. All right. Controller vibration's a little different. It may be a little weird for me because I'm playing with an Xbox 360 controller. I think if you're playing with like more of a modern console style controller, it's probably going to give you a better feel on that. But yeah, so that is the new update with Legends. They've been updating this thing like crazy. I mean, every time I turn around, seriously, this game has been updated. So deformation looking kind of hot on this track right here. But yeah, so Legends, bro, it's gone through so many changes. It's like, some dudes are trying to tell me in one of my previous Legends video, like, bro, if you change your setup like this, you'll be so much faster. First of all, I don't even give a fuck about being fast on Legends. Second of all, the game is changing so much physics-wise, there is no, like, you'd have to sit there and play Legends every day to really know like what the physics are doing with the updates and what the, like, I just don't play Legends that much, and I'm never gonna play Legends that much. So it's you kind of pissing in the wind a little bit by saying stuff like that, but it's just like, I don't care, bro. I don't have any, I'm a sim player, dog. I don't have that ambition to let me look as fast as possible like I'm some pro on Legends. That means absolutely nothing to me, okay? But either way, so, you know, that goes back into the cracks me up when dudes will see me like farting around on some arcade dirt bike game that I haven't touched in like 2 weeks. Hopped on it for 5 seconds just to make some content on it, right? And you get these little Jimmy boys that'll come out of the woodwork like, Spence, if you change this, you'll be this good, bro. If you change that, just trust me, bro. I'm really good at the game, bro. If you change this, you'll be this good. Oh, bro. Meanwhile, I could literally run laps around them in a simulator that's, you know, 100 times more skill gap, you know. But nonetheless, let's move along, okay? So yeah, that's about it for this update right here. They've made a couple little changes to like the online lobby shit, like the laps and stuff have changed a little bit on that, and they've also added some more customization. That's another big thing I've seen with a lot of their previous updates. We'll run a lap in first person. First person kind of sick on Legends, not gonna lie. But yeah, they've been adding every single one of these, like, I'm calling them, like, smaller updates. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call them, like, micro updates, but they're definitely smaller. They've kind of been doing these, like, smaller updates, you know, like, every couple of weeks, it seems. And it just, every update they've been doing here recently has added, like, different gear sets, different colorized, customizable options to the different gear sets. I mean, this game's probably got double or triple the amount of customization, like gear-wise, and you could even say bike skin-wise, bike graphics and shit-wise, from the time it very first came out. You know what I mean? So that's something to look into if you first got into this game and you're like, what the hell? There's like no customization. I know I thought that when I first got into this game. There's way more of it in there now. Now you can go in here and fully customize things like your Alpine Star Tech 10 boots, fully custom color the boots, right? You can have like purple Alpine Star Tech 10s, you know, whatever you want to do, crazy shit like black and blue, purple and blue, pink and red. I mean, whatever the hell you want to do. That's really cool to see, like, some of these bigger name, you know, kind of gear companies, like, being able to actually custom color that kind of a thing versus having to go in there and do, like, a, you know, like the standard rainbow, whatever the heck, kind of boots that can be custom colored or whatever. It's like actual real life top-notch A-tier brands that can be custom colored, right? But yeah, I don't know if Legends is ever going to get to this point of just kind of being like a certain physics level, but it's totally different every time I play it. It feels like, I mean, there wouldn't be no getting used to this unless this was like my motocross game that I played, you know, and that was just the one that I sat down and played. Like, that's the only way you're really going to get used to whatever's going on with Legends. It doesn't matter if you played this when it first came out. It don't matter if you played it like after those first, you know, pretty critical, like first 4 or 5 updates. It's still different. It's still different than that. Even if you played it at the last update, it's different than that. Because the crashing is different, the clutch boosting is different, it's all different. So it's in this constantly changing kind of vibe right now. I'm just not going to get real deep into a game that's changing that frequently, especially with motocross like games. I mean, it's really cool to see it, but I'm just not going to sit there and like put a bunch of time into a game that's just going to turn around and change in 2 or 3 weeks. And then it's going to change again, and then it's going to change again, and then it's going to change again, you know? So it's almost like they're in this mode where it's like they'll change something and then they'll have to fix the new problem with the physics that got created from some new thing that they added or changed. So then it's like, you know, this kind of over and over kind of recycling, repetitive kind of process they're going through right now. Eventually they might be able to get it to just like a solid point where they're a little more on the, you know, done changing like massive physics things. I don't know. It just seems to me like it just continues to change physics-wise. It's like Legends has actually been like 4 different motocross games when it comes to the physics. When you really sit down and think about it, it's been 4 different games just in its life cycle so far. So that's just something to keep in mind with Legends right now. You know, you don't want to get too used to anything because it's probably going to change, bro. So either way, man, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this. It seems like they got their head on straight, you know, with the lowering the clutch boosting, fixing that weird slide out insta crash bullshit that was going on. It seems like they're doing some good things here. These are all things that I was thinking in the back of my head that needed to be fixed or changed. So it seems like they're on the right road here. You know, it's just how long is this road, and you know, where can the game really get to by the end of this road? That's really the bigger questions at hand here, and I can't really even answer those. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, bro. But either way, bro, Spency boy, we'll see y'all on that next video. Appreciate each and every one of y'all boys subscribing to the channel, coming back to the channel. We've been at it for a minute. But trust me, we're just getting started, bro. Hope you guys enjoy the little bit more consistent uploading schedule. I got a little, every other day kind of upload schedule going on right now. Seems to be working out pretty good for the Spency boy. Gets it where I can really get in here and make certain videos and spend the right kind of time on them and stuff like that. So we're going to try to keep that going as best as possible. So be on the lookout on the channel. We're going to have some cool MX Sim content coming up. We're going to try to get back in MX Bikes. That's another game that's been going through all kinds of changes and fucking factory, whatever the hell, factory bikes and blah, blah, blah. Holy crap, man. So much going on with MX Bikes. You can't even hardly keep up with it. That's kind of what I'm noticing with a lot of these, quite a few of these different motocross games. Like, it's almost like there's so much going on. There's so much changing. There's so much you got to keep up with, that it's like if you don't basically main that certain dirt bike game, like play it just about every day, you're going to get lost. You're going to get left in the dust, dog. Like, that's the way MX Bikes is right now. MX Simulator's not really like that because it's not changing a whole lot. It hasn't went through any massive, like, physics changes or anything in quite a while. So that's a game you could sit there and just, dedicate some time into, and it would actually be worth something because it's not just going to completely flip on its head in a couple weeks with some crazy new update. But a lot of these other dirt bike games, man, it's like they're just going through those, I don't know if you want to call it growing pains, or I don't know what it is exactly, but it's just something I've kind of noticed. Definitely let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments. It helps the video out. Hell yeah, dog. See y'all boys on that next one. Later, dude.